does a rap.
Shit. Well, welcome to Space Force.
A little girl smile.
Space Force.
Space Force. Force in space.
The cold of Space Force. I'm Kyle.
I am Steve.
This is special guest Steve.
I am Sean.
I don't know if I've ever known or been friends with anyone named Steve.
I think I've definitely known some Steves. I don't know that I've ever been friends with a Steve.
Yeah.
If I did, I'd definitely call him Stevie. Hey, Stevie.
What's up, Stevie? Oh, actually, I had a friend at work. Her name was Stevie. So, there you go.
Was that her real name, or was it like a nickname?
I think it
Stephanie?
was a nickname. It might have actually just been Stevie, to be honest. Her family was from the South.
And they're weird down there.
Sure are. A lot of cool stuff happening this week.
What?
Well, so this morning on Fox and Friends,
I definitely don't watch Fox and Friends, but go ahead.
they were talking about how bad the Squad is, right?
We're going to go into the
Which
Trump
is-
shit already?
I mean, it's just funny. And 20 minutes later, Donald Trump said possibly the most openly racist thing he's
I don't know. It's
tweeted.
How do you quantify that?
Yeah, I know it's hard. Well,
Qualify it. I don't-
normally it's he's a little bit more. He tries to be more manipulative about it. I feel like this time he was just like, "Go back to your home country." Damn.
I mean, there's been times when he's called countries shitholes, right?
Yeah.
He started his campaign by implying that a significant portion of Mexicans were, and this
Rapists,
is
yeah.
saying that a significant portion is probably the nice way of putting it. We're rapists, right, and criminals.
I'm sure some of them are good people.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
The verdict's still out.
Yeah. So basically,
So it's definitely top 5 racist
Yeah,
things
it's
Donald
up
Trump
there.
has said.
So, basically, country's running fine. The United States, everything's going exactly as it should be, no problem.
USA, A-OK.
USA, all the way. Number 1. Yeah, and then also, of course, the internet's all Twitter this week about invading Area 51.
Good plan, guys.
This is great. It's just, as I mentioned before the podcast, it just kind of perfectly encapsulates all the problems with our generation and the Zoomers, where it's just like, we gotta go rescue the aliens at Area 51. What a good joke. What a good meme. It's like, oh, well, what if we focus that energy on to helping actual human beings that are illegally detained at the border right now? And it's like, shut the fuck up. Get politics out of my jokes. So, yeah, that's great. Things are going to be great. There's a lot of people, I feel like a lot of middle class, liberal, wine mom type of people are like, oh, I can't wait for the next generation to take over. Everything is going to be great. Blah, blah, blah. And probably not. It'll probably be the same problems that society's always had.
If you're looking for a counter argument, I'm not going to offer any.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't seem that great. They sure love fucking Twitch memes that are all devoid of any creativity.
No, shit. Here, we've talked about this off mic. I don't think we said it on air, but it is really legitimately just what Martin Luther King said in the letter from Birmingham jail about moderates.
The white moderates.
Well, white moderates. But I mean,
as a larger at this point in time,
there's a larger problem with moderates. But yes, moderates are the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pick a side, motherfucker.
And there's only one side to pick. So
I mean, there's 2 sides, but one of them doesn't really have the moral or ethical authority. You know what I mean?
I guess is it just 2 sides? I guess it's like different flavors of the 2 sides. Well, I mean, like the right they all seem to be like fascists and racist sort of thing. But then there's the Democrats who are kind of like centrist anyways. And then there's the left, and then the even further left. And I don't know, I don't subscribe to horseshoe theory, but I think that's kind of dumb. But then if you do go far enough to the authoritarian left, like tankies and stuff, they exhibit the same behaviors as the chuds on the far right. Honestly, they just really love the state.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The horseshoe theory is like an oversimplification, but
there's some merit to it, I guess.
It's based in some reality.
Yeah. So things are going great. Everything's really working out.
Let's talk about the wonderful world of 1985 and Stranger Things.
Oh, we shout out to William von Sorensen, the anarchist who was blowing up ICE vehicles and got shot. So, right on, man, fellow anarchists. I support you. Anarchism is going to be tangentially related to the movie we watched this week. And for that to make sense, we're going to have a brief literary history lesson.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Let's go.
Picture this. The year 1816. What's going on? It's the year without summer because, Vesuvius erupted? Not Vesuvius.
Yeah, it was Vesuvius. But yeah,
Volcano erupted. There's so much ash in the air. So much ash.
So much ash in the air.
Ass. So much ash in the air. It just stays cold because, the lower atmosphere is just got way too much ass. There's ass twerking everywhere. Sun can't get through. Mary Shelley, she's not Shelley yet. She's Wollstonecraft. Mary Wollstonecraft at this point is.
I don't really have to be that specific.
Tooling around Europe with her future husband Percy Shelley, and her stepsister Claire Godwin. And Claire's like, "Hey,
let's have a competition.
No, let's go hang out with Lord Byron." So they're in Geneva, Switzerland, hanging out with Lord Byron.
Trying to truncate the story. Go.
Yeah. But eventually, at one point, their genitals are too sore from group sex to continue. And Lord Byron suggests they have a spooky story contest. And what comes out of it is Frankenstein, obviously. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. And then also...
Can I stop real quick? Have you ever read Frankenstein?
Yeah, it's kind of... It's
not it's not the spookiest story I've ever read.
I'm sure it was terrifying in 1819, or you know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's just old at this point. But also there was Lord Byron's friend who was a writer and a physician. I guess that's like you could double major in that shit back then. And all right, we're back. During that little break, I should have checked to see what that dude's name was, but I forgot. His physician friend, also from that spooky writing contest, his name was John William Polidori. He wrote The Vampire during that same time period, and The Vampire was the main inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, basically, because of that one event, that one crazy absinthe group sex orgy, crazy Victorian shit, like summer sleepover, the seeds were sown for Monster Squad. Oh, and the reason why it's tangentially related to anarchism is because Mary Shelley's dad, Godwin, was a prominent political philosopher and anarchist, and then her mother was also a very famous feminist at the time, so she's badass. Mary Shelley was badass, too. She's like the queen of the goths. Goth babe. Number one goth babe. Percy died. She kept his calcified heart wrapped up in one of his poems, which is just fucking bad. Oh, and also when Percy Shelley was married to someone else when we first started dating, teenage goth babe, Mary Shelley. And they used to meet at her mother's gravestone and bang it out.
Yep.
Fucking awesome. Like, man, why don't people like that exist today?
They absolutely do, Kyle.
Well, I need to find them. Hit me up on Twitter.
They're just generally not as fun as you think they are.
They might be, man.
I can't keep keepsakes for the life of me. I don't know how the hell am I keep someone's calcified heart wrapped up in a poem for the rest of my life.
That's something that you probably aren't gonna forget about. You'll probably be like,
there's some shit that I guarantee you I've kept as a keepsake that I've forgotten about.
Maybe times were different back then. It's actually interesting, like how tamed down they made the Victorian era in retrospect. Like, oh no, that weird shit was happening. And it's like, yeah, right. Everyone was walking around with pierced nipples. That was like the hottest trend for real. Like men and women piercing their nipples. Yeah, like shit was wild in the Victorian era. If you read like the Victorian agonies, those shits are wild. Like, damn, this is a horny time period. Obviously, mostly for wealthy aristocratic Northern Europeans.
Yeah, I mean,
which is most of human history. They're having a good time while everyone else suffered, but it's fun to read about.
It's just rich people doing stupid rich people shit that.
Oh yeah, Jeff Epstein. That shit happened this week too, huh?
Yeah.
Man, this has been a big week. Speaking of rich people doing weird sex shit.
I mean, there's a really great story you can read about Jeff Epstein and Donald Trump and a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, definitely read the account of that. You'll feel great.
If you want to just feel great about yourself, humanity, America, it's all there.
There's one of Donald Trump's best quotes is in the
deposition is the word he's looking for.
And he's just like, "No, you Jew son of a bitch! I'm gonna take her virginity," or something like that. It's, oh my god! I guess that's kind of tangentially related to Monster Squad too, the virginity aspect.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit. Ugh. So, all right, Monster Squad. Now that we set dressing, we got the historical context for the importance of this film.
Just to throw some more political commentary into it before we get too much into Monster Squad.
Yeah.
This movie definitely shows some white privilege, especially at the end with the cops. Because if that was a Blackula, they would have shot his ass right away.
Oh, like
but they all just try to fight him.
Like, what's Eddie Murphy's vampire movie? Vampire in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah.
But there is a movie that is Blackula, too.
Well, yeah, I know. But I was just kind of specifically
I always
trying to remember
Chris Rock as the familiar in that movie.
Oh, yeah. That was before Chris Rock was really Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's right before he starts popping off.
Gets big, talking about difference between N-words and black people. A pretty good bit, but I can't recreate it for you.
He doesn't espouse it any longer, I don't really think.
No? I don't know, I don't know if that's actually a really great critical analysis of the black communities in the United States anyways. But
yeah.
People sure loved it at the time.
Yeah, I think they loved it because they felt like it was an excuse for the N-word, which I don't think was Chris Rock's point. I think his point was that, black people come in shitty shapes too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a trash of all colors, creeds, and thoughts and stuff. Some people think Stalin was good. So
I've heard them on podcasts.
Yeah. I haven't heard them on podcasts. Well, actually, no, there are some podcasts that are pretty Stalinist, which is weird. You see them on the internet all the time.
Yeah, there's that.
And they're always trying to espouse left unity. And it's like, well, if we achieve your goals of a Stalinist utopia, you're going to kill me. He killed all the LGBT people and the anarchists and
political agitators.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I trust you guys.
Yeah, no. I definitely don't trust anyone that's espousing Stalinism.
Yeah, any sort of authoritarian view. That's
Any
pretty
sort
strange.
of authoritarian flavor to your communism or socialism, and you can fuck right off.
Yeah, it's just weird. Hey, you know what we should do? We should get rid of this authoritarian state and
replace it with mine, because I'm going to be in charge then.
Yeah, because then we'll be the best. But then it was still just run by the wealthy gentry and shit. Anyways, you know what I mean? I don't know, guys. Come on. And then the same people are like, nah, it's all fake propaganda. How bad China is. Don't you see? It says socialist and right in their party name. Oh, okay. Well, you're right. I guess I think China's great now.
Just be a little bit more honest with yourself.
That's the thing is, so I think I've identified myself on the podcast previously as being an anarchist for sure, and then somewhat of an anarchist socialist. I do like some of the tenets of socialism and that sort of thing. But what I do struggle with all the time is I don't trust the state in any flavor. And socialism, communism, even if it's Marx-Leninism, it's still really subservient to the state. So it's kind of I don't know about all that. But I guess that's a discussion for a different podcast. Because this podcast is supposed to be about 80s movies, not political philosophy. William Godwin.
Get your political philosophies out of our 80s movies.
Yeah, god damn it, these movies aren't about politics. This one's really kind of not.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
We've watched quite a few that were, obviously. This one's more about trying to cash in on that Goonies money.
It's got Goonies mom in it.
Yeah, it's got the same Goonies mom. She's not as so there's visual character work in Goonies where she's a harried mom and she's her arms.
Yeah, I mean this movie is just not directed anywhere. I mean Richard Donner obviously is a better director than I can't remember this dude's name, but
Fred Dekker.
Yeah, it's Fred something.
Yeah.
And old Shane Black here.
Oh yeah, so
some classic Shane Black tropes in here.
Well, so we gotta get this. So it's Fred Dekker and Shane Black. They wrote it. Fred Dekker directed it. Also, same Night of the Creeps, another movie we watched. Same sort of situation. In fact, they have the same gag in this one. Remember in Night of the Creeps when they accidentally set free the experimental man? Mm-hmm. And 2,000 or 100-year-old dead guys don't just get up and walk away, and then immediately cut to
comedic turn
down the street. And do the same thing with the mummy in this. So 2,000-year-old dead guys don't just get up and walk away, and then immediate cut to the mummy shambling down the street. So. I guess they thought, like, man,
Comedy.
That joke was so good in Night of the Creeps. Not very many people saw it. We wasted it. We got to use it again in Monster Squad.
I need one more bite at that apple.
Yeah, I mean, this is a okay gag. I don't know if I'd want to recreate it. I don't know if I'd be that committed to it. But they went for it.
I think it would be funnier if they said, a 2,000-year-old dead guy doesn't get up and walk down the street, and they cut to, like, Dracula in his hearse and the mummy's in the back.
Yeah, and listening to, like, fucking the Dead Kennedy. I do want to read this little IMDb fact about Fred Dekker and Shane Black, because it's not gonna be good. Go ahead. No, it's actually fucking pretty interesting. About a year after the Monster Squad was finished, Shane Black and Fred Dekker worked together again, writing Shadow Company.
Oh, wait, this is the John Carpenter movie never got made.
Yeah, the script was to be an action horror film about a group of U.S. Special Forces soldiers who died during the Vietnam War, and years later, the soldiers, who were members of secret army experiments, rise up from the graves as rotting, unstoppable zombies. The zombie soldiers would have raided the army from a nearby army base, and then proceeded to destroy the town in which they were buried, killing everyone in it. The movie was going to be directed by John Carpenter sometime in 1989, produced by Walter Hill, and with Kurt Russell in the main role, but it was never made.
Oh, Kurt Russell.
That sounds fucking awesome. It's also kind of like
but I'll also tell you
the
this
story that Dan Aykroyd's character tells his kids in Great Outdoors.
it kind of is, isn't it? Escape mental prisoners in their army. Monster Squad sounds awesome on paper too.
Oh yeah, but the script must have been so bad.
Yeah, like some of the dialogue is not great.
It just moves so fast. I understand it's like a kids movie, but
I think I read that they cut like
13
15,
minutes.
20 minutes. Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, 13 minutes. I don't think 13 minutes would have helped pad out this movie to make
No.
it like have a normal pace.
The pacing is wrong. I feel like they focus on the wrong shit sometimes. I don't know. They don't do a good job developing any of these characters, and some of the cast. It's not the Goonies cast.
No, it's a bunch of nobodies. I mean, they got a Corey Feldman proxy. I think that's what Rudy's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
Sean Astin proxy.
They don't have a Josh Brolin proxy though, really. I guess Rudy kind of
fluctuates between the two.
Yeah, he kind of encapsulates both. Then there's like a little kid who, Mummy came in my house, which is a weird way to phrase that. Like, Mummy came in my house. Oh, really?
Chunk character who's just fat kid.
Yeah, fat kid Horace.
Horace.
He looked like he had a black eye the whole movie. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He got like bopped in the nose while they were filming.
Like
he straight up looked
in
like
the bullying scene. Yeah.
It didn't look like it was makeup. It looked like at some point he got punched in the nose. Like, whatever. He just has black eyes. And
then we have the Patrick kid. I guess he's supposed to be Mouth.
I don't know.
Sort of. Like
he's
that's
just
kind of be Corey Feldman
he's just kind of
as well, but not
the movie.
Yeah,
he's just kind of there.
Well, he's kind of like, he seems. I don't know.
Well, most of the characters don't matter, to be honest.
The best actor of all the kids is Phoebe, the little sister.
Yeah, they're so mean to her, but she's so cute. It's weird. I like when she bites him. She's like, "Shut the fuck up, Frankenstein's here."
Stop being scared, shits.
Yeah, so she's good. The Patrick character perhaps is in it just so to be the next door neighbor, and then look at his sister. Oh, there's his sister, and she is slamming. She's like getting fajitas at Chevy's.
I don't know. They give Patrick some of the best lines in the movie, but he just doesn't do well with them.
He just seems like, I don't know.
I mean, it's a kid, so I'm not going to critique his acting too much. It just does not work as well. They're clearly going for a Goonies vibe, and it doesn't work.
Well, one thing I can say about this film is watching it made me want to read the screenplay, because I want to see, like, how did they write this? Because it seems like...
I'll try to go home and look for it when I get home.
I'm sure it's on the internet.
Some screenplays are hard to find. I cannot find the Burb screenplay.
Oh, that's interesting. Burb is a much better written movie than this. This movie's not poorly written. It's just like... I don't know. It's
thinly written.
Yeah, there's like not anything to it.
They spend a lot of time trying to imply like there's some backstory with Dracula and Van Helsing and some evil magic.
It's like the backstory between Van Helsing and Dracula already exists from literary
but
history.
I mean like how did the book get to this town? Why is Dracula in this town?
Yeah, why is the amulet secretly in the town?
Why is the amulet in the town? Like, how does
they have like a
why is the creature
line
from the Black Lagoon there?
They have a throwaway line where they're like Dracula and the Wolfman are looking for the amulet, and he's like, "Your disciples thought they could hide it from me, but they couldn't," or something like that.
Yeah,
so his disciples came to fucking Oregon or wherever the fuck this is. And like, yeah, we'll hide it here. Dracula will never get to the United States.
The Pacific Northwest. And wait, when did Dracula take place? 18.
We don't even have. It's not even named Oregon yet. We don't know what it is. It's just mountains. Bigfoot lives there. Yeah, and why is the creature from Black Lagoon there? Why is he?
Why is the Wolfman already in the town?
I mean, werewolves could be anywhere. Like,
yeah, but he seems like Dracula's already aware of him, and he's already working with Dracula. But he also seems like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe I don't know. Dracula's magical.
Normally, it would. You can eliminate some of this stuff, but like,
well, the thing is, so Dracula brings Frankenstein with him.
Right. That part's fine.
They could have also just had him bring other monsters with him too, right?
Right.
Like he's got his gang. Like that would have made it easier. Then we wouldn't have like the good scenes with the best character in the movie, which is the dad's partner.
Yeah.
So the dad's a cop.
Like the most hairy detective.
The dad's a cop. He's struggling with the usual cops and movie problems where he doesn't spend enough time with the family. Even though he's depicted as a really good dad in the movie, he's having marital problems with the wife, even though they show him kind of fight once, and he just ends the argument by being like, "I love you, baby." And it's like, what? I don't really buy all this shit. Anyways, but he's got cop problems, you know, like smoking cigarettes and drinking bourbon because he's got cop problems to worry about, you know, movie shit. But his partner is fucking funny as fuck. Like, when they go to the museum, he's like, all right, did you take the mummy? He's like, damn.
I almost got him. I like, right when he's leaving to go to the scene with the mummy, that's when the Wolfman's like, I'm a Wolfman, lock me up. And he's like growing crazy in the police station. I didn't write down the dude's name, but the detective's just like, all right, well, I'm out of here, guys. Like, kind of slyly putting on his coat and just walking out. He's like, you have fun with Wolfman.
Good luck, fellas. Yeah, no, he's the best character in the movie. And then when they're driving later on, he's like, you're going like 100 miles an hour. Just thought I'd let you know. I'm a detective. I'm good at that shit.
I noticed those kinds of things.
Yeah. So he's the best character in the movie. He's funny. He's kind of one of those guys. That's that guy. You know, he's just in a lot of shit.
Yeah, I've seen him.
You don't really know his name, but you're like, oh yeah, it's that guy. He's always good. They got the Monster Club. The movie starts with them talking about monsters. The principal, I guess, is just so upset that they drew a spider with a human head on it. He's like, God damn, you damn troubled kids using your imagination. Who thinks of this garbage?
Don't you think science is cool, kids?
Yeah. I guess that attitude seems to be pervasive, that like in actuality, in my experience, that if you have like sort of a gruesome, macabre imagination and you recreate it, a lot of times people are just like, oh, what?
Because I feel like it's worse if you have like a slightly gruesome or macabre. But if you have any kind of imagination and you express it too often, people look at you funny as a kid.
Yeah.
Or teachers look at you funny, I should say.
I was just thinking like how people, I guess this is something related too, because Gilman, as they call him, is in the film.
Yeah, okay.
It's like how people talk about like Guillermo del Toro.
Uh-huh.
Where it's like, oh, what's going on inside that dude's head? Horny monsters? How ridiculous. It's like, no, he's just a creative guy. Like, you think he's fucking crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, his house is pretty wild. Have you ever seen, like, he's got a tour of his house with Andy Richter.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
He's got, like, cool shit in it. It's, like, a little bit too cluttered for my taste, but he's got, like, you know, like, life-size, like, Exorcist, Reagan dolls, and, you know, like, crazy horror shit that I like, but I don't know if I'd, like, clutter my house up with that. But, yeah, just people, oh, man, fucking, like, watching the Game Grumps, or one of those YouTube nerds, like, playing through PT, and, like, oh, man, who made this game? And it's Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. And it's like, man, those guys are fucking crazy. Who thinks of this shit? It's like, it's all fucking classic horror tropes just presented to you in a new and creative way. Fucking geniuses think of that shit. Fucking nerds on the internet. And then they don't understand what the modern Prometheus is. They don't understand what that reference is. Fucking hate nerds on the internet, especially because they're out there making money doing this dumb shit, and they're just fucking idiots. You know what I mean?
What I just heard is, why don't people pay attention to me and give me money?
They should, honestly. Like, I thought this is a meritocracy. This is what the fucking Republicans and the right are always saying, right? You pull yourself up by the bootstraps. If you're talented, you got something to sell, you can do it. Fucking, I'm better than these people. Where's my money at? Truth is, I wasn't born in the right class. So, fuck you, Shane Black. Oh, also, Shane Black, he directed the new Predator, right?
Yeah.
And there was a controversy about him hiring his pedophile friend, huh?
Correct.
Yeah, so, yeah, fuck you, Shane Black. He was in Predator, too. He was the nerdy guy with glasses. You nerd. Shane Black, you fucking nerd. Yeah,
I showed him.
I'm not ever going to get any work in Hollywood. It's all right. It seems like they're all pedophiles. Yeah, so speaking of pedophilia, Frankenstein in this movie.
I like that he has like 8-inch lifts in his shoes.
Yeah, so this movie is obviously just recreating classic like MGM monsters specifically. So Frankenstein's a literary character. There's been plenty of adaptations of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But they're specifically copying 1931 Frankenstein, which you can tell because there's a scene in that film where Frankenstein and his giant ass shoes stomp up to a little girl by a body of water.
Yeah.
And she tries to befriend him and he throws
her in
into
the
lake.
water. Yeah.
In this movie, he actually becomes her friend. So there you go. Dracula is obviously the Bela Lugosi version of Dracula.
Super Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. This guy does, honestly, the guy who does Dracula in this, he's probably the best part of the movie.
I like the scary German guy.
Oh, yeah. He's I stood around in the credits to see, what the dude's name was, and his name is Ciccone, so he's Italian, not German. Which is interesting. But he does a good German accent. Then the Wolfman is specifically the Wolfman, not just werewolf. It's specifically the Wolfman. And then Creature from the Black Lagoon, there's only the Creature from the Black Lagoon. They call him Gilman in this, but it's the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Up until The Shape of Water, there was no other. Well, I guess Abe Sapien.
But I mean, yeah,
that's true. They're up until then. There was no other. There's no generic Gilman or anything like that. It's the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Well, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, so they're specifically aping the MGM classic monsters. They should have had Abbott and Costello in it instead of Van Helsing. Like, imagine the opening of the film is
Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, trying to defeat Dracula, not Van Helsing.
And at the end, they just give a big thumbs up.
It would make much more sense than Van Helsing.
In this context, absolutely.
Giving a thumbs up. Like, did they have thumbs up back then? I mean, it seems like a gesture that probably maybe like even occurred naturally, but like Van Helsing, like, hell yeah, boys.
Good job, Sean.
I'm an uptight German Catholic from fucking 1800s. All right, now make sure you let your kids hang out with priests. Bye forever. There's rampant homophobia in the beginning of the film too.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's like back-to-back scenes of homophobia.
Like there's a truncated rant by one of the kids that sounds like would come from like your fucking weird. A specific example sounds like would come from our sister's stepfather-in-law about and the priest just married two men, call them husband and wife. What is this world coming to? Except for this is like an 11-year-old saying it. Like,
you heard it from his cop dad.
Yeah, obviously. I was like,
what are these homos homoing around for? Why don't they warn you about the homos in the school?
Yeah, and
I'm gonna go home and tell my dad I'm gonna switch to another school.
And his dad's like, oh yeah, talking racist shit at home. But it's like, well, what about your partner? Oh, he's one of the good ones. Like that Republican who posted a picture of one of the Latina concentration camps. Fucking thirsty post too, because he was like, oh, she is banging. He's like, oh, gotta love those Latina concentration camp guards. And it's like, you fucking monster. And then, of course, people like on the Donald subreddit were like thirst posting about her.
Are they really? I don't watch
like, oh, she can detain me anytime. And it's like, yeah, right. You don't even have sex with the lights on, you fucking chud. Not gonna let her.
I like a nice soft light. I don't like glaring lights.
You gotta see what you're working with.
I know what I'm working with. I've seen it plenty. I've grew up with it.
We've been married for a while. Is what I was saying.
Oh, you were that? Okay, that's part
my interpretation. Well, once again, fully functioning society. Everything's looking good. Looking good. It's nice to watch these old 80s movies, though, where they're just openly terrible. And you're like, well, at least people... Oh, never mind. Like, people just openly say shit like that all the time now thanks to the internet.
It's back.
It's back and it's better than ever. It's like the weirdest shit too. Like the girl that like licked the ice cream, that like became a race issue.
How did that become a race issue?
Well, because a lot of people were like dog listing it because she's black, so she immediately like it was like they're using like she's trash and you know what I mean. Like it's like I don't know, man. It's because you immediately have to have an opinion about shit that like doesn't really matter, and then everyone uses it as like a springboard to like, all right, finally another engagement where it can be me against them. Ha ha! Get you, liberals. I don't know. It's just been a rough week on the internet. I need to get off.
I mean, I try not to pay attention to it. Kids are home from school, so a lot of my free time has been taken up with Smash Brothers.
Smash Bro.
But outside of that, I just try to read and watch movies and TV and not be on the internet anymore.
Yeah, I just I actually don't spend as much time on the internet as I was when I was like working and hell stressed out. I was like, you know what, I'll just make it worse all the time. But I do, like, in the morning I have a routine where I'll like check a few subreddits and be like,
taking that shit, that
morning
shit.
Oh god, let's say, oh, what's for breakfast today? Fucking terrible news. Okay, I mean that's a good way to live. I think it should be fun.
Yeah, I mean I think you'll live to an old age that way.
I mean, probably not likely, but you know, I'm just giving it a shot. And then you just watch Monster Squad, and it reinforces your worldview that fucking immigrants, these Draculas coming in, trying to kill kids. He specifically wants to kill the Monster Squad.
Yeah, because they have his book and they know the shit, right? But they don't do a good job of explaining any of this shit. Because it seems like, how does he even know about Sean in the book? Because at one point, like, Sean's in his kitchen listening to his parents fight upstairs, and there's like a note that
Dr. Acula had called. Yeah, he has to decipher the word jumble. He has to decipher the word jumble. He's like, Dracula, what? Yeah,
like there's nothing that prompts him to try to unscramble it.
Yeah, no, there's like nothing like.
We don't know where the phone call happened from.
Yeah.
Why Dracula tried to call the mom, I guess.
Yeah, and she just left a note.
He's Sean home.
I'm interested in his book. Well,
And
she
his
got
blood.
the book from like a yard
State sale, yeah.
Like, so how does Dracula know about any of that shit?
I'm Dracula. Whoa.
He's probably out there hypnotizing people, getting the news.
Do you know Sean?
Yes, Sean. Dun, dun, dun.
He's an 11-year-old boy. I want him. No, not like that.
They have a treehouse.
It's a cool treehouse.
It is pretty cool, and we need to bring it up because Dracula's just running around town blowing shit up with dynamite. He's just throwing dynamite everywhere. Like, you don't see him do too much Dracula shit, really. Like,
No, you
he's
really
not
don't.
like biting people or anything.
Or hypnotizing him. He turns into a bat a couple times.
Yeah, but
He floats.
so the kids kind of like best him a little bit at like his Dracula house.
By rubbing pizza on his face.
Yeah, they get him with garlicky pizza, and he's like, "Fuck this shit! I'm gonna destroy their clubhouse." And so he straight up just drives fast as fuck, like right through their white picket fence.
Right through the dad, too.
Yeah, and he doesn't like blow up the house and like kill the mom or anything like that. He just walks back there and he's like, "Fuck your treehouse."
Well, then he's like, "Fuck your partner."
Yeah. Yeah, fucking Dracula's wild in this movie.
The only dude that dies in this entire movie is a black dude.
Yeah, I mean, so what do you expect?
80s. I mean, in the 80s, you kill the black dude first, and 13-year-olds can smoke.
Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah, because he's only in junior high, so he's like 13 or 14.
Right.
Yeah, and then how come they didn't have him read the book? Or
Or
does it have to be a girl?
I assume it has to be a lady virgin. Otherwise, why wouldn't any one of the other kids do it? They're all virgins.
Yeah, they don't really establish.
Again, they
that, I
don't
guess.
establish any of this shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of creepy shit with Patrick's sister.
A whole bunch of it.
So
Old Frankenstein takes a naked photo of her.
on accident, because
Well, it seems like he's into her.
yeah, he's into it. He's like, whoa,
Oops.
he's like, oh, she is slamming. That looks like
Frankie like.
yeah, that's a sizzling plate of fajitas right there.
Fine,
And then he accidentally sets off the camera, which scares him.
Yeah.
But then they use that picture that he took as blackmail. Like the younger brother and Rudy blackmail his sister.
Uh-huh.
Like, check it
one
out.
does.
Check it out. We need you to read from a book because you're a virgin. Can you help us out? Nah, fuck that tract. We got a picture of you in your underwear. We're going to post it all over the school if you don't help us, you stupid bitch. You damn cow. This is America. Fucking, I got the malice Maleficarum right here. How dare you cast a spell to make my dick not work? Damn it, women. Tales all this time. In fact, like, so very early on, right, we find the fertility statues where we assume, like, ancient man probably was just fucking blown away by childbirth. So there's, like, a worshipping period of women, it seems like, fertility, essentially. But then, as soon as you start to see civilization and stuff, it's like, women won't have sex with me. I'm old and my dick doesn't work. Women are bad. And now I'll start a religion about it. And it'll just permeate through culture for thousands of years. And it's always the same shit recreated. Like, women make me feel feelings, but they don't like me because I'm a shitty person. And so that's why women are bad. So what I'm saying is, smash the patriarchy. If anyone's got any ideas, email me at probableKyle@McVentureProductions.com. I'm down to smash the patriarchy. Also, I mean, like, we can go throw Molotovs at the ice compound.
No, you can't. You get shot.
They won't shoot me. Yeah, they will. Yeah. But, I mean, that's the thing is, like, Area 51, they got, like, 3,000 people signing up for that.
Was that 300,000?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, all those people, man, we can storm an ice facility. What are they going to do?
Yeah, considering there was only, like, 10 ice guards, but...
You know what you got to do is have more guns than them.
It's Second Amendment shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have mixed feelings
I forgot how we got that on this subject from Monster Squad. Oh, yeah, it's because she's a virgin.
Yeah, the anti-woman stuff.
I don't know if it's... Well...
Yeah, it is absolutely, like... women are just objects and...
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage. I was like, damn, I watched this as a kid. And then I remember thinking, like, as a kid, it even made me feel weird. It's like, what? This doesn't seem right. Just ask your sister for help. You know? That's the whole thing. Is just like, all right, well, we're going to blackmail you now. What? And it's, oh, you're in trouble now because you were undressing in the privacy of your own room and I took a picture of it. I'm going to make you feel bad publicly, even though I'm a fucking creep.
Yeah, it feels like the sister would be like, yeah, I'm just going to tell mom and dad.
Yeah, or I'll tell the police. I mean, you can't really trust the cops, but...
I know. I mean, again, I feel like mom and dad's probably a safe bet.
Yeah, because they'll just be like, you fucking weirdo. But all the parents, aside from cop dad, seem to be kind of absentee. Because remember when the mummy come to his house, the dad like doesn't even bother to look in the closet. He's just like, you're not sleeping with us tonight. I'm fucking trying to have sex with your mom. Just there's no monsters, right? The mummy was in there. The mummy came in his house. Came in his closet specifically.
Why?
I don't know. It's mummy's got weird fetishes. It was Jeffrey Epstein.
Nah, I think he's in the girls, not little boys.
Oh, he's like,
he was in the wrong room. He's like, oh, where's that Phoebe room?
Oh, wrong closet. Oh no.
Also, they're teenagers, Kyle, so it's not pedophilia. It's the other thing that I forgot.
Phebophilia?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Phebophilia.
It's the same thing. Fuck you.
I noticed that even the media is kind of like,
find me on the internet or real life.
Underage women.
Yeah,
you mean fucking
13-year-old is a girl.
You mean fucking children? Yeah. Oh, we can't possibly make this as revolting as it is.
I mean, you can
probably
use underage women maybe if they're 17, maybe.
I guess, but yeah, I mean that's like pushing it. It's the fucking. Oh, here's Jeffrey Epstein, child rapist.
Yeah,
like yeah, Donald Trump.
Child rapist. Potential child rapist.
Yeah. Bill Clinton, potential child rapist. A lot of people. I noticed when he got freed, was it yesterday? On bond or whatever? Mm-hmm. He immediately was like, he's surrounded by some of his most favorite billionaires. Like, good to see you, buddy.
Can anybody actually tell me how Jeffrey Epstein made his money? Because if you look into it, it doesn't appear like he ever worked.
He's a hedge fund guy, right?
Yeah, but how did he get... You know what I mean? How did he get to that point?
Well,
it seems like he blackmailed his rich friends to give him money to start a hedge fund.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's probably started out like pimping in. Oh, I don't mean to say pimping like in a cool way. It's all pimping. Like
is there a cool way to pimp?
Well, I mean in the sort of slang thought of it, like you're big pimp, not necessarily actually being a pimp, but you know it's just cool. So yeah, he probably started out as a legit pimp, blackmail people, get money, and then that's all you got to do. I mean, they say pimping ain't easy, but
turns out
It is
super easy.
if you got a lot of money. Well, if you got a lot of money, a lot of things are easy.
Oh, that's true. Money makes everything easier.
Yeah, if you got money or you know people or your family or anything like that, you can get Monster Squad made. Yep. There's no... I mean, Richard Donner, Goonies, Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
I guess he's pretty good. I don't have any complaints about those
Superman.
movies. Oh, never
79
mind.
Superman, not the...
Oh, he didn't do Superman 4, the one with Richard Pryor. Is that the fourth one?
Yeah, it's the fourth one.
What's that one called?
Or is that the third one?
Superman, the Lust for Power.
Isn't that the one? Is the fourth one is the one where he takes all the world's nuclear weapons, right?
Yeah, I think
and that's
so.
Richard Pryor. I'm pretty sure that's Richard Pryor.
Yeah. I forget
And Richard Donner got kicked off of Superman 2, so he only did one Superman movie, really.
Superman 2, is that the one with evil Superman?
Yeah, Zod?
Yeah. Well, no, isn't there one where Superman becomes a jerk for a little bit?
Oh, well, that might be shit. It's been so long since I've seen these
I don't
movies.
know. All of them are bad. You know what I mean? Like, the Richard Donner one is all right, but you're like, eh. It's like, yeah, I can see why this was inspiring to Kevin Smith as a 12-year-old. You ever seen that tweet Kevin Smith did like 10 years ago? Like when Twitter first started, essentially? Where he's just talking about his wife's like genitals.
Oh.
And, like how they're...
Wait, yeah, I think I did see that.
Yeah, because people were posting it the other day because it was the 10th anniversary of the tweet. It's just like, man, he's such a fucking weirdo. They didn't use like any like anatomical terms. It was just real like junior high sort of like, yeah, I like where her butt lives, which I guess makes it kind of funny.
Yeah,
especially if it's like intentionally supposed to be juvenile.
I don't know. He was like, it's supposed to be a great profession of love, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I sometimes talk to my wife that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, definitely, like, privately, like, you text the girl and be like, yeah, that is the bangingest guts I ever smashed. Because that's just funny in my mind. But, like, yeah, I don't know if I publicly profess that. Actually, I feel like I might have publicly professed that exact message online at one point for, like, an anniversary with one of my girlfriends, which sounds really shitty in retrospect now, but that was kind of like our sense of humor at the time.
Yeah, now you're getting on Kevin Smith's shit about it.
Oh, no, not really. I just wanted to bring it up because it's funny. I mean, I think before I've mentioned that I don't really like Kevin Smith. I think he's kind of annoying, but I don't think he's a bad person or that tweet was particularly bad. Because I'm sure he wasn't just like, yeah. It's not like he was exploiting his wife or blackmailing her with pictures of her and dressing in her bedroom or something. You know what I mean? He's just having fun, I guess. And, like, if you can't, like, horny post on Twitter, what can you do anymore? But probably just, like, not, like, thirst posts about, like, concentration camp guards. I saw a lot of people calling him her a capo. You know, like, in concentration camps when they would get other Jewish people to be police at the concentration camp. And I was like, man, I don't know if that's exactly the same. I think she signed up for it. She was trying to have a job. So she just...
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think she was coerced into working for ICE by violence. I think she just was lucky enough to be born on the other side of an arbitrary border and thought it would be a good job, which kind of makes her, you know, a bastard, as all cops are. Yeah, man, this is a wild podcast. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize like how much like the.
You didn't realize how upset you were this week.
Yeah, I've been having a good week. Things have been going pretty good, but you know, everything's just catching up to me. Like shit, man, shit's wild right now. It's so fucking weird. We're just here watching Monster Squad. This podcast is crazy. I don't know who this podcast is for anymore.
I don't know if it was for anybody but us.
Yeah,
to be honest,
pretty much. Yeah, because is there a major crossover with like far left and cult movies?
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like there is.
There must
be.
be.
The people I follow on Twitter are all like,
yeah, like I got a Twitter because you wanted me to. Everyone I followed was like, witchy girls, monster stuff, cult movies, anarchists. LGBTQ activists, you know, like I do feel like there's a lot of crossover because it's just a lot of it's just about like having fun, and there's the concept of like performative politics where like, yeah, if you want people to understand anarchy or your political position, you got that shit's supposed to be fun. You gotta make it fun. So like, fucking hell yeah, go to drag shows, go to Rocky Horror, kill the police. I don't know. There's just tons of fun shit you could do, and I feel like this podcast is fun.
One of those kids is not like the others.
This podcast is fun, so everyone have fun and listen to our podcast.
And watch Monster Squad.
What more can you say about Monster Squad? Well, of course, Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah. Wolfman's got nards.
I guess something came up on IMDb. It's a film called Wolfman's Got Nards. I'm guessing it's probably a documentary that's like a retrospective on this film since it became a cult classic. I don't know if this film needed a documentary on like the making of or the consistency of it. It's not the same thing as like, like the best worst movie, the documentary about Troll 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really interesting because the production of Troll 2 and everything around it is just weird as shit. And then who the people in it came to be. These are like child actors that didn't make it, soap opera actors, and like two Hollywood fail sons that made a shitty movie. Like I don't know how that would be interesting. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So we got money from the studio, and we made a Goonies knockoff, but with monsters. End of documentary.
Our sound engineer, we just found him on the side of the road.
Yeah. That sounds like Troll 2. Like, Monster Squad's like, oh yeah, my dad knew this guy. And,
Well, I mean, like, have you listened to the fucking sound mix in this movie? It's awful.
The editing's pretty bad. I absolutely understand why this movie has a cult following, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad movie.
I do. I think it's a bad movie.
But there is stuff in it where I'm just like, this fucking sucks. Like, it's not like Maximum Overdrive fun.
No, that's what I'm not talking about. There's like a couple bits where you're like, oh, I'm kind of into this, and then you're like, oh, fuck this shit.
Nah, it's just like bad Goonies. Wolfman's got nards. The writing's so thin. It moves so fast. It's like I wouldn't want my kids to watch this movie now.
And my kids didn't want to watch it.
Yeah. One thing I can say is apparently one of the producers at one point, the reason 13 minutes got cut is like, nah, we're keeping this shit under 90 minutes. And I was like, hell yeah. Luckily, the movie just kind of breezes by. You're just like, fucking okay. And then my favorite thing in the movie is the Stan Winston creature designs. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wolfman looks kind of weird.
Wolfman does not look good.
But Creature from Black Lagoon's good. I like the mummy's design a lot. I think this is probably my favorite mummy.
Yeah, I like the mummy design. I like it when he unravels and like the
dust is coming out of him. That's like when he was masturbating in the closet. Dust probably came out of him. It was like poof, 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 poof. Just little puffs of dust. Poof, poof, poof. And he's like, damn it, this is a little boy. They're in the swamp. They're about to execute their master plan. And the little kid drops his dog, like, tries to steal his Twinkies and throws him in the lagoon. And the creature from the Black Lagoon just pops out and scares him. And then just returns to the water.
That's the other thing, too. The creature from Black Lagoon kind of just pops up randomly and doesn't really do anything.
I like when he comes out of the sewers. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that he beats up all the cops who don't try to shoot him, and the kid's just like, I got this.
He just blasts him. Blast that fool. They have some...
Good job, fat kid. It's whore ass.
Whore ass. They have some seriously fucking brave small-town cops.
Yeah, they all charge this.
They're like, fucking werewolf, let's get him with nightsticks.
Well, first they shoot him, and they're like, oh, that doesn't work. We better go hand to hand.
Yeah, but then the creature from the Black Lagoon pops out.
They better go hand to hand.
They immediately are just like, well, shooting didn't work on the werewolf. It's like these guys don't know about monsters either. It's not like this is like secret knowledge. We've all seen the movies.
I mean, that kind of goes back, like, these small-time cops would definitely not charge the fucking Wolfman with nightsticks.
No,
right? Because there was an active shooter in an elementary school, and the cop just hid it outside until the other cops showed up.
Yeah, but one time, the Donald subreddit poster poll Chetty sort of guy attacked that courthouse, and security guard just straight up domed that. I like the picture of him right before he gets shot, where he already looks so terrified. It's like, yeah, you stupid bitch. You stupid bitch. Not like our proud brother William Van Sporenson blew up some ice vehicles with Molotovs and left a manifesto because he was kind of like trying to suicide. But it's all right, man. Anarchy forever, brother. I still got some shit to do, so I'm not ready to get domed by the cops. But I think that'd probably be okay way to die.
No, I'm gonna pass on that one.
I'm taking a few cops with me.
Man, you're gonna cut some of this shit. There's no way Apple's gonna listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know how we're ever gonna get like advertisements or anything.
You're gonna make me have to go back and get a real job. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, I gotta get a real job in a second too. I just want to be a pig farmer. Well,
Be aware of any man who keeps a pig
So how
farm.
do you make money as a pig farmer if you don't slaughter the pigs?
You don't.
What? Is that a key component of pig farming?
Yeah, it's like one of the main ingredients of pig farming.
You raise pigs just for meat?
They're eating pigs. You
Fuck.
You don't milk pigs.
Shit. You can though, right?
I mean, I get you have milk, so yeah, you could.
What if is bacon infused pig milk, but it's just like artificial bacon flavor? You just put like a little maple syrup in it. I could sell that, right? Someone will buy that shit. Some dummies on Twitter will buy that shit for sure. Factory free range pig milk. Shit, it'll make you strong. You get extra chest hair. I gotta find a way to advertise it. I'll sell it to like conservatives for sure. Like, you tired of drinking fucking pussy cow milk and your soy milk? You want to be a real man? Drink this
Pig milk.
Pig milk. Look at my biceps. They're like, shit, I want to get biceps like that. Trick is though, you gotta work out. You gotta have good genes.
I thought you just had to drink Alex Jones's, patented chicken flavored, patented chocolate flavored chicken parts.
Gross. I know most of this shit has soy in it, actually, though.
Well, this is I think it's like ground up chicken bones when he's selling. That's chocolate flavored.
That's fucking weird.
It's not. I mean,
yeah.
What do you expect?
That's like Joe Rogan's. They got alpha brain.
Oh,
Take your alpha
fuck
brain
that
pills. Alpha brain pills.
It's Joe Rogan's patented snake oils.
Oh shit! I can be as smart as Joe Rogan. Fuck yeah, man! I wish I could be as smart as Joe Rogan. I'll just need like severe brain damage, and then I'll be as smart as Joe
Let's
Rogan.
go out to the garage. We'll kick you in the head a few times. We'll try the bottle cap challenge with your face.
Yeah, I mean his isn't from brain damage. I mean he's not like a competitive fighter or anything. It's as tough as he talks. He's just fucking dumb.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not trying to equate the two. I'm saying I would need to damage my brain in order to be as dumb as Joe Rogan. Have you ever considered Antifa are the real fascists? Fucking hot take from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, the real fascists, they tend to have no real power.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep. Let me get fucking Kermit the Frog voice Jordan Peterson on my podcast. So I can tell kids to clean their room.
Ho!
Gotta get up.
I mean, I don't like referring to
room.
Jordan Peterson as Kermit the Frog because I really like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, it's not easy being green, but
There are a lot of songs about rainbows too. Someday we'll find
I think he's slipping into irrelevance anyways, as they all often do. So that's fine.
Yeah, don't worry, someone else will take their place.
Not fucking Joe Rogan. He just really appeals to the soft-bodied, pretend tough guys on the internet,
Yeah, I mean, they all have tap-out shirts though, Kyle, so.
Oh, man, that must mean they're fucking tough. Fucking tough guys, huh? Tap out.
Can't you tell by my shirt?
I swear I saw a Joe Rogan fan at the gym the other day. He was doing, like, fucking karate moves. And
At
like
the gym?
Yeah, and, like, not using the machines correctly. Like, he was going to hurt himself. He had his tap-out shirt tucked into his cargo shorts. It was
Who the fuck works out in cargo shorts?
Yeah, it was weird, honestly. I was like, man, what's wrong with this dude? Yeah, but I was like, he's probably a Joe Rogan fan. He probably posts on Twitter about fucking why it's bad that Ariel, or historically inaccurate that Ariel is a black woman. Why don't women like me?
Let's talk about who should be King Triton, though.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. Disney can hire a stack of money or some shit. I don't know.
Perfect. The Rock. You're right, Kyle.
Yeah, The Rock. There you go. That's The Rock. I mean, yeah, he's buff. What kind of drugs do you think The Rock takes?
No, I bet it's just like really
TRT
good
and stuff.
hormone replacement therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, the rich guy stuff. You know they're all taking it. That's like, you see Elon Musk though, and it's like,
I mean, when you're rich, you can make yourself look like anything.
yeah, but
We are not talking Monster Squad anymore.
He looks so. Elon Musk could be one of the monsters in Monster Squad, to be honest. I like that.
You unwrap the mommy and there's Elon Musk underneath it.
Hey, what are we doing? We got a tunnel that Tesla cars can go in. That'll be pretty cool.
I got a giant lighter. I'm gonna call it a flamethrower.
Yeah, I mean, Monster Squad, like, the highlight of the movie is,
It's Phoebe, the little girl.
yeah.
It's cute as a button.
Yeah, she's cute. The partner's funny.
Yeah, the part's funny.
German guy's interesting. He's like, "Oh, I love pie."
I do. Perhaps we should all go back to my house now for pie.
It's just such a weird line though, because he's just like, "All right, let's give up."
Well, I think he just assumes that these kids are fucking crazy. It's not real at that point.
Oh yeah, I like when they first meet with them, and he's like, "Wow, man, you know a lot about monsters." And he closes the door, and you see his Holocaust tattoo, and it's like, striking political commentary from Shane Black and Fred Decker. Perhaps humanity is the real monster. And then fucking never go into that shit again.
Well, it's just like Stranger Things episode 2 and their capitalism commentary that goes nowhere after that fucking episode.
Soviets bad?
Oh my god! Let's talk about Stranger Things for a second.
Hell yeah, we're not talking about Monster Squad. So.
I got in an argument with someone on the internet about how unbelievable the Soviet subplot in this movie, or I guess it's the main plot, really.
Yeah,
Stranger Things is. And they're like, weren't you alive in the 80s? Didn't you see 80s movies? I'm like, the closest example of this would be like Red Dawn.
Yeah,
and they don't have a fucking secret society of Russians living inside a Midwestern town underneath a mall that no one fucking notices.
Yeah, how did they build that shit?
Yeah, how do they build that?
Like, how? How did that happen?
Was it only Russian contractors working on it? Because that's the only way it makes sense. If you have any U.S. contractors...
Well, not like that. So it's underground. So
presumably there's a few hundred Russians working there.
Yeah, but like, how did they build the underground facility without anyone noticing?
Well, they lampshade it by like the mall was built by the Russians, right?
And then they just secretly worked under the mall.
That's
where did all the dirt go to dig the tunnel? You know what I mean? Like,
and like, how do they hire enough contractors?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like not a plot hole, but it's like
just like there's no way it would have worked.
Yeah, it's just.
But this show is just such a fantastically.
Not only that, but like they write every action sequence the same way. It's the cast or some member of the cast is put in mortal peril, and it keeps going to a point, and then just when you think they're about to die, it's usually Elle. 90% of the time, it's Elle that shows up to save them. Otherwise, it's someone else randomly that comes in with some miraculous save. The end of this one. I was 90% sure that Billy was going to get saved magically by someone.
Oh, instead of actually dying?
Right, because right before
that... they gave him like a redemption arc. It's like, wait, you remember he was like a racist...
Like an unrepentant racist piece of shit, right?
And it's like, I don't know what... There's people on the internet like, oh, it's so sad when it happens. So,
I wasn't. Fuck that kid.
He redeemed himself. He didn't redeem himself. He just had one good act out of his entire life.
Yeah, fuck that kid. I don't know. Yeah. Sure, he had a bad childhood, but that doesn't excuse him.
No, what? I had a bad childhood, so now I'm a racist and I beat women and like emotionally abuse my stepsister and
her friends.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, I don't like that Max seemed to have like some weird affection for Billy either, because it didn't in season 2. It didn't seem like they liked each other at all.
No, and then they didn't. It's not like they retroactively went back and like showed him being a good brother.
No. These last 2 episodes were not as bad as the rest of the season. They're actually, I enjoyed them, but I mean, like, it's not.
After watching the 3rd season, I went back and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch the 1st season, and I'll watch the 2nd season, and like, surely it must have been better. And I watched the 1st season, and definitely like the mood and the vibe of the series is better. I like it more because it is more horror.
Yeah.
So I did like that aspect better, but it still suffers from all the same writing problems and that sort of shit. And then the 2nd season, I like straight up got like 2 episodes into it, and I was like, I'm not watching this shit, because it was like the 2nd season seems to just be suburban relationship drama for so long before like anything stranger is happening. Like there doesn't. I
mean, that's kind of my argument with season 3 is like we kind of did the same weird relationship drama again.
Yeah, but now they're kissing.
Yeah.
You get to see some preteens kissing.
I guess. But it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing interesting about the kissing part is just the way Hopper would deal with it, and they didn't really even address
I fucking hated it. He was just one of those dudes on Facebook that's like, if you're going to date my daughter, you got to lick my shotgun first.
Yeah, it was
fucking awful. He was an awful human being.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I don't like him anymore.
That's my thing, too, because it seemed a little out of character, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was like, man, this guy's a fucking dick. Because that is just like the stereotypical like Confederate flag, chud ass Facebook dude who's posting boomer memes about like "Hey, I'll marry my own daughter and blast her butthole before any man comes in here."
And then at the end he has the letter that
Touching
Elle
letter.
reads, right? Which is, I feel like the only reason they had Hopper be such a dick is just so they can have that touching letter at the end. The other thing too that really bothers me is like, Joyce knows Hopper is dead. She goes out and starts hugging Will, and she sees Elle there, and she lets Elle figure out herself that Hopper has died and does not go to comfort her.
Yeah, she just kind of like gives her a nod, like,
He's dead.
He's fucking dead. I watched it happen. She didn't though, because he jumped into that portal, and that's what everyone on the internet is saying. He jumps into the upside down vagina.
No, because the Russians have him at the end of.
No, they mentioned having an American, but I think that's going to be a red herring. It's going to be some other American.
You think so?
Or I guess maybe they pulled him out the other side.
I think that's what happened. I think that they got the Demogorgon and Hopper.
Yeah, I'm fucking. Who cares, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
The next season will take place in '86 or something, and what movies came out in '86 that they can just stop in?
Ghostbusters. No, the Ghostbusters 2 didn't come out in '86, did it?
There's like 90.
I think it was '89. Was it 90?
Yeah, it's 90, I think. Well, yeah, Stranger Things is bad. Hopefully my friend's not listening to this episode. I tried to be positive about it. There's like some...
Well, there's stuff I like in it. It's just that...
I mean, the soundtrack's still good when it's the actual soundtrack. I don't like when the pop songs they choose are so unappealing to me. But when they use like the Survive Guys like actual soundtrack, or Tangerine Dream, which for every season they drop a couple Tangerine Dream tracks in there, and it's like, oh, I bet you're trying to pass this off like this is your own soundtrack. But so that's cool. I hate that they shoot on digital and try to grade it so it looks like it's film. But they do, some of the cinematography is still cool. But yeah, it's just like, it's how I feel about most TV shows. Like, it doesn't need to be a TV show. This could have been written as a movie. It would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. I don't know that by season 3, I don't even need to. I don't know that I need more of this.
What's even happening? It's not like it's escalating or advancing or the threat.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and then they don't have any ideas for how to escalate the sci-fi or fantasy elements. So then they just focus on character interactions, which just seem.
And they're also escalating like a political intrigue. I guarantee you, the next season's going to be more about Russia then. Yeah. And like Paul Reiser's going to be in it.
Who cares, man? Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It's so like they obviously had a great idea and they spent a lot of time writing the first season, and it was good enough that hell yeah, success. Now we want more. It's like shit, but we spent like 6 years doing that one, and we got to do this one in like a year. All right, let's just slap something together. And that's the problem with like every TV show. Don't tell me about this fucking renaissance in TV. It's not going to be. TV's not ever going to be good until it's not completely controlled by a money industry.
Well, I mean, it can be good if. I mean, we just got to accept that there's going to be longer breaks between seasons.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine. But no one will accept that.
I mean, well,
just keep shit episodic. Sorry, you can't tell a grander narrative in a TV show. It just can't be done. Because, like,
I mean, it can if you write it all out in advance and then you refuse to do any more seasons.
I make this argument, people are like, well, what about Breaking Bad? And it's like, well, go back and watch all seasons of Breaking Bad right now.
I've said it. Like, you can cut a significant portion of Breaking Bad.
Well, here's the thing. So there's movies that are epic length that I love, like Assassination of Jesse James. It's almost 3 hours. There's apparently a cut of it that's over 4 hours that I would love to see. And I'll watch Assassination of Jesse James multiple times. But, so you fucking love Breaking Bad? That's your favorite TV show, movie, blah, of all time? How many times have you rewatched it? You started to rewatch it like a couple times and always give up when it gets to this boring part? Or you just watch this season because the 3 seasons preceding it didn't actually end up being relevant into the final season, blah, blah. Fucking, that's not a good story. It's like, no, it's not good. They were just meandering around until they're like, all right, well, we made enough money. Like, fucking cool.
I mean, I don't think that's what their plan was in Breaking Bad specifically, but
yeah, but they were pressured by AMC or whatever to continue producing it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
like,
no, I think there's
longer.
I think there's more episodes in certain seasons than there need to be. I think they went a season longer than they really should have, but
yeah, you know what I mean. This is like even the best TV show example anyone can give me it's like, well,
I
still kind of a mess.
I feel like, I don't know, is the argument that Breaking Bad is the greatest TV show of all time? People still argue like whether it's Sopranos or obviously it's the Bob Newhart show, but
Bob Newhart show? No, it's fucking Tool time. I'm home.
no one thinks that's the greatest anything of all time.
Tim Allen's a snitch. That's where I got the cocaine. To infinity and beyond.
That's how you get to infinity and beyond.
Hell yeah, you're telling me.
I don't think it's cocaine though. I think it's probably LSD or mescaline or psilocybin. One of those things.
DMT. Not to sound like Joe Rogan, but
yeah, I know you're getting some real Joe Rogan shit here.
Yeah, DMT does kind of like blast you off. You're like, whoa. Yeah, it's not like all that Elf in the Machine spiritual spooky mumbo jumbo that people try to espouse, but like you'll have like a.
I'm familiar with my own brain.
Yeah, you'll have a broader, confusing experience. Like you won't have a grasp on reality for a little bit.
I rarely do now.
Yeah, I mean, everyone like the people that talk about like you see a lot in movies and shit too, where like they take shrooms or LSD and it's like, oh, I don't know, it's gonna blah blah. No, you have like quite a bit of control on psychedelics. It's not all as crazy and that shit. If you take a big hit of DMT. It is like that. You won't be able to talk, though, because you're most likely not going to even realize you're in this plane of existence. That shit's wild. Also, you got to, like, hit it from, like, a fucking, like, glass stick or crack pipe, so, like, that always makes you feel weird. Yeah. You know how you know you're in the ghetto? Is that you go to the gas station, and they got those, like, plastic paper roses in the glass tubes. And it's like, oh, yeah, cool, I'm going to smoke me some crack.
I just really needed paper rose.
Yeah, they had those at the 7-Eleven by our house.
I remember.
Yeah, a lot of people out there smoking crack by the train tracks, I imagine.
Well, I mean, there's the park right across the street, right?
Yeah, where the ducks are at and stuff. Yeah, that's probably better than the train tracks. Yeah, the train tracks is more for, like, practicing your tags. Remember those trains?
I remember the trains.
Those trains, some of them had, like, really good tags. Yeah, good old days. I'd like to see a Monster Squad that takes place in that kind of environment.
Let's write it.
Monster Squad.
It's all the next movie.
2.
Not Monster Squad, though. We'll do something else. It's monsters. Demons.
The real monsters. The American corporatocracy. Yeah, because you always got to have a political subversion or subtext in your films. Just like Monster Squad was about...
feminism.
I guess. It was about don't take off your clothes in your own room. Or
close the blinds at least.
Or the mummy come in your house. Mummy came in my house. Hey, everyone loves that fucking Wolfman's got
nards. But what if the mummy came in my house?
Mummy came in my house is a much better line. Yeah, like, hands down. Mummy came in my house.
That's the name of this episode.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would have been funny if he said it to his dad. And he's like, Mummy came in my house. And he's like, she's about to.
And then he's like, oh, Dad.
Oh,
no.
Dad. Probably not. No.
I've heard Mom on the phone with her friends.
Yeah. I've seen Mom sitting on the washing machine. That's like such a like 80s, 90s like sitcom.
Kind of joke, yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Oh, that's Space Force.
What's our next episode?
Oh, it's going to be House.
House.
A spooky film. It's kind of a comedy, horror, fantasy film, too. It should be good. I don't know if the comedy is going to land. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm sure it's probably going to be odd 80s stuff. Probably misogyny will be in there.
Homophobia. We got some of that in this one, too.
It's so weird to hear people say the F word so openly. Especially since it's the older brother from the Wonder Years. Do you think he used the F word in an episode of the Wonder Years?
I can't. I could go back and watch the Wonder Years. I'm sure there's got to be some weird homo
I feel like
stuff
it might have been that acceptable that it was probably on like major primetime television.
Yeah.
That's wild. Remember one time one of our friends said that I looked like that kid?
I feel like I blocked it completely from memory.
Yeah,
obviously, you do not look anything like that kid.
I don't look like that kid. What the fuck? Yeah, that was some dumb shit. That about wraps it up. Go to bigventureproductions.com. Sorry, not sorry about the loose narrative or the loose formatting of this podcast.
They should be used to it by now.
At this point, I'm doing it for myself. It's like all... any art that I've ever produced Not all the lofty goals of this podcast being art, but it's performative.
Do you
art
consider podcasts to be like a real art form? I don't know that I do.
It's a performative art to a certain extent. I
Yeah,
guess.
but like a cheap one, like radio.
Any creative endeavor I've ever undergone, I start off with like lofty goals, like this is gonna be for the people, and I really want people to relate and shared experience.
Yeah.
But then after like, I don't know, writing a couple songs, doing a couple podcasts, writing a book, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit. I'm doing this for myself. I want people to listen to my shit.
I mean, I feel like you have to do it for yourself. If you're doing it for someone else, it's not gonna work.
And it's like, if it does eventually resonate with some people, cool. But I don't think they can't be your goal.
Right. I mean, I on Reddit I follow like the writing and screenwriting and subreddits, and there's a lot of talk about trying to make it writing to an audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Writing for a specific audience. Trying to hit a specific demographic, that kind of shit.
More about making money, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It seems more about making money. The end goal for you is to make money at this, not to actually do it.
Mm-hmm. And I'd rather do it, and then, I mean, we're not making.
Goddamn, I hope I make mony from it someday. But eventually, if I don't, fuck it.
I mean, yeah, I'd prefer to make money from my creative works over having a regular ass job. But I don't want that to be my. I don't want to structure my creative work to be making money, because that sounds like some fucking
dystopian shit.
Yeah, that sounds like some weird capitalist shit for nerds.
Close your blinds when you get dressed. Space Force.
Donate to the Patreon. I don't know. Tell people about this shit. Review it on iTunes. Does people even have iTunes anymore? Does iTunes even exist? Is iTunes even real? What is the internet?
Are we all just an illusion inside of a computer?
What if all life was just an illusion dreamt up by a computer?
I think it might have said machine. Dreamt up by a machine.
Go
and
back.
A guy with a cool bike
to the 80s.
Lead all summer long.
The music was hot, and the girls were hotter. Oh, that reminds me. We'll end this podcast on a sad note.
No.
My very best friend Amanda hasn't talked to me for a couple months. She kind of just straight up ghosted me. I don't even know what I did. I don't know if she listens to the podcast, or if she does, fucking hit me up. I don't know what I did that made you so upset.
It's probably something you did on the podcast.
Maybe, I don't know.
He's probably, you don't even know she's listening to the podcast.
She has. She has. Before, I know she has before, but anyways, one time we sat and watched all of Mega Zone 23. It was a pretty good time. So that's what reminded me of her. Miss you, Amanda.
Maybe you need a cool bike.
Oh, probably. She's asexual though. I don't think she'll care.
Yeah, but I mean, just because she doesn't want to get laid by you doesn't mean she doesn't want you to get a cool bike, Kyle.
Man, you're fucking right.
Yeah.
Space Force.